Greg Rickford, the Parliamentary Secretary to Aboriginal Affairs Minister John Duncan, joins us on the phone. Thanks for speaking with us today, Greg.
Thanks for having us, Brian.
Were you aware that the Prime Minister was going to make this announcement today?
Sure. We obviously there's been a back and forth, a process that being coordinated by the AFN to build on the Crown First Nations gathering from last year, and we're looking forward to moving forward on a couple of key issues, obviously treaty and economic development issues as being the primary ones.
Okay, Greg. Well, this raises a couple questions that our David Aiken pointed out to me a little earlier. Sean Atleo went to the Prime Minister and asked him to come and meet with them on January 24th. If that was the case, that you said that this meeting was in the books on January 11th, why would Sean Atleo ask the Prime Minister to meet with them on the 24th?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
Earlier today, I was talking with David Aiken. He indicated that Sean Atleo had gone to the Prime Minister and wanted to meet with him on January 24th. Now, this meeting, the January 11th meeting that's now been announced by the Prime Minister's office, was obviously in the works. So why would the Chief, Sean Atleo, want to meet with the Prime Minister on the 24th if the Prime Minister had it in his mind to meet with him on the 11th?
Well, I'm not going to speculate on those details. The question that I answered for you, and keep in mind what I have said here, is that we're in a position to meet with him. As to the specificities of one date over another, I would say two things. First of all, I fail to see the utility in creating some sort of controversial issue around it. But second of all, to make it clear that whenever the date would be, the important thing is that we're going to be sitting down with an AFN-coordinated event and have an opportunity to make meaningful discussions on issues that both sides would agree need to be discussed further.
No, Greg, I don't want to mislead you here. I'm not looking to create controversy and trying to get some clarity here on why the dates were sort of mentioned but not mentioned to one another.
I wasn't aware that your question was pinpointing a specific date. I thought the question was aimed at the fact that there would be a meeting in particular. So that's good news.
Well, as part of the ongoing dialogue, as the Prime Minister calls it, I guess we should mention the fact that the people who are behind the movement, Idle No More, are saying that they do not speak for and don't want to be represented by the AFN leadership. Is that going to be part of the discussion that goes on January 11th?
The discussions are going to focus on what the delegation agrees to speak around. I believe there'll be a primary meeting, and then there will be some breakout sessions that focus on a couple of key issues. Obviously, our desire is for this kind of a process to have a positive impact for First Nations communities, to the extent that Idle No More, as a movement, understands that this is a positive step forward, and it brought to any sort of closure or degree of severity of any kind of exercise that they have or might go through would be a positive. But we're focusing on sitting down and talking about substantive issues with First Nations leadership, and that's what we intend to do.
Greg, I appreciate you taking time to speak with us today. Thanks for this.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Coming up on Right Now, we'll check in